Hey guys, welcome to Watercolor Wednesday, hosted by Amy at Crafty Cat. Go check her out. She is doing an open collaboration, Watercolor Wednesday. You can make videos, you don't have to make videos, you can share them on Instagram. And you know, we just love to see what you're working on. It could be anything. She did mushrooms today. They were really cool. Go check that out. I'll try to link that in the bottom. I actually have a color palette I'm working with today. That never happens. I've got just an acrylic plate here to use as my palette. And I've got raw umber, violet, gamboge, yellow ochre, Prussian blue, cerulean blue, sap green, and deep green. And these are all Arteza. I don't always work with just one watercolor, but for today I thought I'd try out these watercolors because I've had them for a while. Didn't even remember that I had them for a while. They were all mixed in with my Arteza acrylic ones, and yeah. Anyway, so I didn't even realize I had them. I'm gonna try. I have two, cause I'm gonna do one with a stamp and one that I draw. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the image on first, and just play with that image. So this is a daisy. Might not do a daisy on the other one. I might, oh, look at that. I already got stuff on there. That's okay. It's all going to get, I can't see what I'm doing here. That's all right. I'm just going to hope for the best. I don't like myself perfectly centered. I don't like to perfectly center stuff. So this is just a little bit off center and hopefully mostly goes to the bottom. I can work with that. Stamps aren't going to stamp perfectly on watercolor paper that's cold pressed because, you know, there's little ridges and bumps. And I'm using Canson watercolor, 140 pound. I use my coupon and get it at Joann Fabrics. Alright, and then I'm going to draw a flower or flowers. You know, because I can draw so well with my hand like this. Where are they? I saw a lady on Instagram, and she said that these Staedtler lumocolor permanent markers will write on wet and still work. So we might test that out today. For now, I think I'm just going to grab the black. The black one from, it says permanent, so I guess we'll find out. Oh, that's kind of thick though. Let's see. Might be alright. I mean, it's not super thick. It says fine. They don't have like size, like they just say fine, medium, and large basically. They don't say like 0.03 or 0.05 or whatever. So I could do a daisy, but I kind of want to just do some weird, not real flowers. Does that make sense? And they're just going to be mainly because I can't, I'm limited on my drawing ability at this point, somewhat. So I figured I would just do this. This pen kind of runs a little bit. So we'll see. I'm doing my flowers first before I do my stems, so that I can decide which flowers I want in the front. And which flowers, because if I had done my stem already, I wouldn't have been able to do that from that one, right? And I think, no, we'll do this. And this one, there we go. And then this is going to be just randomness. Different flowers have different leaves. These are just made up flowers. They are not real flowers. They are not drawn perfectly. I have no special way that I draw them or anything like that. I'm just, is this There we go. Just gives me an idea. And this one, it's alright, because we're watercoloring, right? Alright. Okay, and then I've just got some watercolor brushes. I'm actually going to start with my background. I think. This is how I think I remember the Creative Cove doing it. Which is, you know, who I watched. Oh, this one was already dry coming out of the... I want to mix my colors a little bit too, though. I want darker. I love Prussian blue. Do love a Prussian blue. I want that a little bit greener, though. But I don't want... What can you see? Okay, you can see what I'm mixing. So I'm going to take some of this dark green over here to mix in here to get it more tealy. And then I'm just gonna, last week I did like wet on wet. This week I'm gonna do a dry on dry and see what we end up with. I may need a smaller brush for those little bits around the edge. I mean, it's okay if there's some bleeding that happens. I mean, I'm using used tape because that's not important to me. If my edges are not perfectly straight, that's okay. Tape basically is there to keep the paper down, basically, essentially. So, and then I also want to use some yellow back there too. Yellow ochre is one of my favorites, one of my favorite colors. And I want there to be, whoops. Well, we're not going to worry about the flowers. I mean, we could, this is not very wet. That's, I think, the problem I'm having here. So I'm just trying stuff. This is not something I do. This is just something I play with and try to have fun with. Because that's what it's about, right? Have some fun. You know, I'm going to get in here in the middle and I'm not going to worry too much about if I overlap, because there's going to be mostly greens going in the middle there anyway, and who knows what else. We just don't know. So I'm just not going to worry too much about that. And let's see, maybe get some of the darker blue in here. I mean, I'm trying to leave some of the flowers, you know, I don't want to have to... Oh, and I want to do some brown. I've got whatever the color I said was. And I'm going to mix a little violet in there because I liked... Let's see, what does that give me? A little too much violet. Let's see, more brown. Yeah, it's still pretty violet, but that's alright. Violet. I'm not saying violent, in case you're wondering. Just kind of a little more brown. Kind of gives us a reddish brown. And probably a little more than I wanted, but that's okay. Alright, we're going to let that dry and play with the other one now. With similar color combo, color stuff happening. I'll start with the yellow this time. More water. It's really dark. I can come back in with my white Posca marker. That's why I'm not worrying about that too much. That could be a little more, less dirty. Just kidding. Get a little dirty in here. And I'm doing them differently. Why? Because I just am. And it's very wet. That's going to take a while to dry. But I'm going to try to be patient today and let them dry. You know what I mean? Alright, let's put a little bit of the brown. Oh, now we get kind of more of a... Just little bits here and there. I want things to flow. I want there to be interest. Alright, I'm going to let this dry and hope that it doesn't look horrible when I come back. Alright, this one's fairly dry, at least in the middle. And because I want the petals to be sort of white, I'm going to go ahead and just bring in some white. I'm not going to color them in white. I just want it to be, you know, essence of white. Because the Posca pen, or somebody who, Denise Love calls it Posca. I don't know. What is it? Is it Posca or Posca? Does anybody know? I need to know. It's the only time I've ever heard it as Posca is when she says it. I always say Posca, and then people think I'm saying pasta. It's pretty opaque, and I still want to keep my lines from the stamp, and I may go over the lines of the stamp at the end, unless I like it the way it is. We'll see. So I'm just trying to have those lines still show. So I'm not, plus you don't want to totally color it in. You want, you know, nothing's perfectly white, especially in nature. Plus you're going to have reflections from the color around it or whatever. So I don't know. I'm just kind of coming from the outside and going in. That's how I'm doing it. And then kind of got light color around it. So if I want it to pop a little bit more, probably want to put some darker color in there. This is still fairly wet, so I don't, well, it's dry enough that I could probably go ahead and do the flowers. Don't know what color I'm doing the flowers. I almost feel like I might need to, I don't know, nothing's going to go with it. I got too much going on. We don't have to do them normal colors. Oh, I might do them yellow. That might just be, well, the little ones, I think I'll do yellow. So those, I can just go ahead and, that is a little bit dark, and that is a lot of, alright, that's too much. We'll just take a thing there, take those off a little bit. I think I want more of the gamboge than the, and I got a lot of water on here. More gamboge than the yellow ochre. Still have too much water. It's okay. And I'm good. I'm okay with, like, you know, I like the look of, well, I don't like it when it goes over that much farther, but there's too much water. Told you. This is not what I normally do. But Amy and I want you guys to know that even if it's not something that you normally do, you could still do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put some yellow in the middle here of my daisy. And I'm going further than you would expect. I sort of did that on purpose. Alright, I guess since we've got some violet in there, I may do that violet color. Maybe with a little bit more brown. Maybe this. Since it's a color that's, man, why is my, oh, you can take, there we go. I'm like, well, you can take some water off the brush. You know that, right? Apparently, no, I don't know that. Apparently, I do not know that. I'm going to try to put a little bit of the brown in the middle there with the violet. Just to give it a different, you know, because it'd be shadowy in there, right? Alright, grab this brown violet here. I like more of a muted, so another way I could get like a muted violet, which this is probably because I put the brown in it, but the brown does have yellow. So you take the complementary color or the color opposite the color wheel, just a little bit, to make it more muted. See, I think I've been using too much water. You know what I'm saying? I think that's been part of my issue. Alright, I'm going to let that dry and see what happens. It's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect with me. Especially, well, you know, I don't go for perfection. I gave up on perfection. Oh, we probably should think about the parts that go down, huh? The parts that go down. Yeah, that's normal. A little bit of brown in the green, maybe. And just kind of. There we go. And good luck with these. Okay. Glad I got out the thin. And then also trying to use less water because I was using too much water before. I don't mind a little bit of bleeding. That doesn't bother me too much. Especially if we are doing, because you know me, there's probably going to be some doodling of some sort that happens. Stems are not always the same color, so I may go back with another color on the stems just to differentiate them a little bit. And if you're new to my channel, I sprained my thumb. That's why. It's been a couple weeks, so we're doing okay. It's not the end of the world as we know it. Too much water again. There we go. Always with the too much water. Might have to add the line because I didn't do very good drawing the line there. That's okay. The sooner you let go of perfection, the sooner you'll be happy with what you're doing. Maybe. But maybe you won't. But you may be surprised at how much you don't hate it when you let go of perfection. See, I just got green all in there. It's okay. Not the end of the world. Because we might go in there later with something. See, we don't know. We're just doing stuff. Because you know me, I'll be doodling in the background. And some of the doodling you'll see has been inspired by the Creative Cove. Totally suggest you go check her out. Because on some of this, I might want darker around it to make it pop a little bit more, or lighter. I'm not loving the colors I chose for the background. Or I got a little bit too, I don't know. We'll see. We're not done yet. We won't know until we're done. That was a little thick. There we go. And then maybe come back in with the white and come out from this side a little bit. The one thing I don't like about this stamp is that there's that big space right there, but that's okay. I can live with it. As much as I'm tempted to. This is still a little bit damp, so that's a good time to test these on the wet and see if they still work. Because it says they do. Alright, we have an S. Just don't know what S means necessarily. But it's small. And then we have fine, which is larger. So small must be the smallest. That might be the one I want. And then we have medium and fine on both ends. These I got on Amazon. If you want me to link it, I can. Just tell me. So that fine has a different tip than... They don't give you a lot of information. The tips, maybe they're the same. They seem slightly different. But, you know. Did I show the medium already? I don't remember. Yeah, medium. And then this is the... Does it say bold? Chisel tip. So that'll be fun to use in something. Alright. So I want the small, I think. That is small. Okay. So I'm going to kind of do like I did last week. And let's see. If I'm done with watercolor, I might be able to take these off. Or I can just go upside down. I can just turn my paper over. I'm like, how do I do this without getting my arm right in this one? I'm sort of following the lines, but not. Alright, so that kind of made like a got a little bit of something going on over there. You don't have to do this. You could just leave it as watercolored. You know, stop at whatever point you want to stop at. I ended up with like a halo around the flower a little bit, didn't I? Just kind of intuitive kind of a deal happening here. It's really dark down here, which is cool. And husband has already forgotten that we are recording. Alright, I'm going to take the, is it the medium? Is the medium going to be, I want to bring out around this flower a little bit. So it pops a little bit more, but not necessarily you know, the whole thing, but some bits here and there, potentially. So I'm doing this backwards to the way the Creative Cove did it. I'm doing my dark first, and then I'll do the lines and whatnot. And I kind of want this to, there we go. I'm just making up my lines here. So I hope everybody is well. I hope you've been enjoying this watercolor series that Amy does. Amy does so much fun stuff. I mean, if you have not checked out Amy yet, Crafty Cat on YouTube, I'll link her below. Plus, if you do the hashtag Watercolor Wednesday, she'll also come up. But she incorporates a lot of mixed media into her stuff as well, which I love. It's one of the reasons that I enjoy watching her so much. Whoops. See, there's no mistakes. We say whoops, but you know, we're just trying stuff. Just trying stuff. And the reason I'm doing two is because I wanted you to see that you don't have to be able to draw. You can use stamps. That's, you know. And then you can just kind of, probably should have used a thinner one, but that's alright. I'm just trying to draw lightly. And now that I've started with that one, not sure that I can switch now. And then when you go over like that, you just, you know, cover it up. You just cover up some of your mistakes. No big deal. No biggie. No biggie at all. And if I can do this with a sprained thumb, then you could do it with a good working hand. That's all. I'm going to go with a thinner one. And maybe do some other, what's the one I did for, oh, it was the, there we go. And then, I don't want my black spots just in the middle. I'm gonna, oh, I don't love this color up here, so that would be a good place to come in with that. Just got a little too muddy maybe. And then, well, I like what is happening down here. So I'm just gonna kind of come through with something just to try and balance it a little bit, I guess. I mean, you know, Amy calls it watercolor Wednesday, but we have the prerogative to add more if we so desire. As do you. Make it yours. My son wanted to know what we were having for supper tonight. And now my husband apparently wants to know something.
Fish?
Such a dork. He's like, when are we having supper tonight? He's so silly. Such a silly guy. Now if you go way back to the beginning of my videos, you will be able to see a video with my husband. My silly husband. I'm going a little heavy on the black now. Not what I was intending. But now I don't know how to stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Do 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 do. Alright. Is this dry yet? Let's see. What do we want to do here? Let's start with what's this one? Fine. Fine. Let's keep working on this one maybe. Maybe finish one today. One lady that I watched, I can't remember if it was the Creative Cove or Gabriel and something, but she'll use a ruler, like every inch and a half or inch when it's a big project, just to give her a guide for her lines so that they're still organic, but they're straight all the way across, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of adding some lines in here, you know, like I did last time. Sometimes I'll find the edge of my paper just so I can at least start out with a straight line, even if they don't necessarily stay that way. And you know, if they're not perfectly up and, you know, the same width up there, it doesn't matter. You just keep drawing them. Don't worry about them, because in the end they'll still look pretty cool. See, if I had done my lines first, I might have realized I didn't need quite as much darkness. It's quite as much black around the petals. Alright, I'm gonna go crazy now. I'm gonna go this way. So kinda, I could go slanted too. I mean, we can go any direction we want to. We could just do lines everywhere. It could just be all lines. It's alright. Thin lines, thicker lines, further apart lines, all the lines. Because that makes it interesting, I guess. That's for me. Alright, I'm going to come down on this one here to add more lines. Down to this one here to add more lines. And some of the more interesting parts, like where this is doing this, I don't want to cover that up per se. Of course, I also don't want it to look like I've got a foot coming off my flower, but that's alright. It might make it busy. Or it might make it interesting. I don't want to go around the whole flower with the lines. Let's see. Maybe we'll add some of this up here. See, having the guidelines there helps you kind of be like, okay, I can adjust it before I get to the end and have it be too crooked. Okay, letting go of perfection, because that's what we do. We let go of perfection. Alright, I think that might be enough for the lines. And I don't really want to put white dots right next to my white flower, if that makes sense. Also, I want to add some more. Let's do Amy's little boop, little you know, we'll do this like kind of like she does. I've got this thing right here. We'll come back. We'll just come all the way down with that side line, that horizontal line, side line. Yeah, I went a little crazy there. That's all right. Okay, someone's cleaning out the dishwasher. I appreciate that so much. That's Nathan's job, so he's probably doing it. You live here, you got to do jobs, right? I mean, they're living here rent-free. They better be helping out, right? So we started out with a stamp, but you're going to probably hardly even be able to tell that there was a stamp there to begin with. And that's alright. Oh, let's outline our thing. No, I don't have leaves on that one, and that's okay. I think, oh shoot, can I get it without bothering you guys too much? Maybe this yellow. Oh, that's not yellow. I'm looking for a full relief clover. Alright, hold on. I gotta move the mic to get my pens out. Sorry about that. Alright, sorry if that was loud. Alright, what color do I want to use? This kind of brown color is too dark. Okay, I need, where's my, oh, here's my yellow. That's what I was looking for. I wanted the yellow. And then I'm just gonna do yellow in the black. And I'm just trying to be super random about it. Some of them are not just dots, but they're a little thicker than I want, but that's alright. That's how the other lady was doing it. I'm trying to be a little bit more free with it. It will go faster, maybe, if I can. Because I tend to be like, you know, like, doot, then go in between. So I'm trying to be a little bit more organic and free with it. I'm trying. I could have gone ahead and tried to draw a daisy similar to that one, but I didn't want to. Could do anything. Alright, you don't have to watch all this. I'll be right back. I'm thinking about this because it's kind of top heavy with the dots, but it's bottom heavy with the lines, and maybe that balances out. Let's hope. It might be done. We'll see. Time will tell. Let's move over to this one and play with it and figure out kind of what we want to do. Now, you don't have to use black. You could use another color marker or a Posca pen of another color. But, you know, you have black in your outline, so that's, you know, one reason that you might want to. I do want to get my middles in here. Just kind of, I kind of wanted to just kind of have some little things poking out in there. And oh my goodness, can't even see the middle of this one anymore. Might need to somehow highlight that a little bit somehow. Maybe. Just because. So I just kind of like, whoops, took my white Posca pen and went over the top of that so that we could see the top, and then use my finger to just kind of go down with it, because I got that really dark. I tend to get things really dark, just saying. And since we did it there, should we do it here a little bit? Sorta. Whoops. Just kinda. And I'll go over that with some black again. And hope it doesn't look like a bird turded on it. And then do my shadowing. Yeah, I got it really dark in there. I don't know how to go back and lighten that better, but alright. Oh, I wanted to come back through here and widen this. And your pen marks do get a little bit muddy after the watercolor goes on, so if you wanted to come back through and darken those up, you certainly can. Of course, once you start doing it on one, then you got to do it on the others, right? Because even though they're translucent or whatever, they are, I don't know, these seem maybe a little chalky almost. Am I worried if my lines don't match exactly? No, I probably prefer it. There we go. So I'm going to finish outlining this and then figure out what I want to do next. Be right back. Okay, I think here where this purple came over on here, I'm just going to do tiny little polka dot, little dots around there. Might even do that. Just kind of bring in some. I meant to do it all the else. That's alright. I just do it on all these. Just a little bit of dots here and there on the flowers themselves. In fact, that might help me to brighten up some of the purple ones, the really dark purple ones. They are so dark. They are dark as night. Do I have a... These are my earth color, Thule earth colors. And you can see kind of the color there. I don't know if I have... I thought I had some like violet-y. That would lighten it up, but it's more pink. I want more of a... What's this one? It's darker. That one's red. It's kind of red though. But, you know, I just kind of want to do something. Oh, where's my other... I got all kinds of pens. I'm not at a loss for pens. What colors are in here? These are all pretty bright. Ooh. Could use the silver a little bit. Just to, because, you know, who doesn't have silver in their flowers? You don't? No? No, I do. I have silver in my flowers. And I might put some silver in the background somewhere. See, that's too red. Too pink. That's just too pink. Don't want those. Where'd the box go? Right there. Okay, now the flowers are not standing out. So what do we want to do to kind of bring them out a little bit? I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous about what it is that I want to do. It's just on the floor. Ooh, that lime green. I have this, I don't know. Oh, I haven't started that one yet. That's alright. That's not the one I would want anyway. Don't I have one of these lime greens already open? Maybe not. Also, we have this kind of turquoise color in here, and I have, that's similar. It's going to be really opaque though. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. What do you guys think? Well, if I do some of the lines like I did over here, I might have a better idea of what I want to do. What was the pen I just had? No, I don't want to do that. Alright, let's stick with black. Black can help ground things, I guess. I suppose. I'm just gonna do some lines here. I'm gonna do bigger. Last time, over here, I kind of made them small as far as my sections, and I don't want to make them that small this time. Because, you know, the more variety you can see, I mean, it's still lines. I'm obsessed with just doing the little lines. Lines and dots. I'm happy with lines and dots. Right? Right. Is that right? Is that right? Okay. Did I turn the camera back on? Yes. Yes, I did. Good. Now, what if we just take these brown violety ones and do lines on those? Just saying. That's a thought. Okay, I did the outside edge on those, didn't I? Did I? Yep. Whee! And then we got one over here. Thought we were going to have an even number, but because I saw the one in the corner, but I didn't see this one. So, still got our odd number, which makes a lot of people very happy. I could care less. Although we have the stuff in the middle, and that may help. That might help pull it out a little bit if I do stripes there. And if I don't like the stripes, well, that's not a big deal. Alright, so I'm gonna, in this dark spot in the middle here, I'm gonna go do the up and down thing. And if that doesn't work, we'll just cover it in black and do the polka dot thing. Right? There's options. You gotta try things to know if they work or not. Can't make assumptions about anything. I kind of like that going in the middle. Let's take this little spot up here. Am I doing it perfectly? No. Like I said, I'm not worried about that. Alright, I don't think I want to do like the dark black like I did over here. I think, though, I might want to take the yellow that surrounds this here, because we also have the yellow around the flowers and stuff and find a darker color. Too bad I don't have that purple. But it's probably good. Let's maybe, oh, did we have, was this the right, I don't think that's the right. Yeah, it might work. Alright, let's try it. Can't hurt to try it. We're just trying stuff. You don't know unless you try it. You might like it. Maybe, maybe not. But how are you going to know? How are you going to know if you don't try it? Do you see where I was going with this? Just wanted it to be a little bit less just yellow in the middle. So I'm bringing some of that aqua color from the outside into the middle. And seeing where I didn't put my, you don't have to do the black line to do this. I might skip this green part here. We'll see. For now I will. I might come back and add the things, but you don't know. Okay, I'm gonna just pause and then come back when I finish the dots. Because otherwise the video will be like 5 hours long. Alright, so I did end up going in that little green spot there. It helps that the leaf stand out a little bit more. So that's a little different than what I've done, I think. Like I said, the tape was to hold it down. I'm not concerned about perfectly straight edges. I mean, you never know. I might cut them down to make tags anyway. And so that's why I try to reuse my tape when I can. I've noticed other people don't use tape, and now I know why, because it can be a pain to try to reuse the tape. And you won't get the perfectly crisp line edges if you reuse your tape. And it rolls up on you. This is one of the reasons. That one might be a goner. I might not have the patience for that one. So these are 4x6, what I did here, in case you're wondering. Because I was started out with a smaller size because I didn't think I had a stamp that was big enough, and then I saw the daisy stamp, and actually my other stamps are kind of big to use on a 3x5 too, so I was like, alright, 4x6 it is. So here we go. Here's one where I drew it, and they're smaller flowers, and then here's just one big flower that started out as a stamp. So I hope you enjoyed that, had fun. You don't have to do realistic flowers. You could do doodly flowers. You could do whatever you want. Just try stuff and have fun with it. And don't forget to go watch Amy, unless you came here from her. And then thank you for coming and checking out my channel. I appreciate it so much. Love when you leave comments down in the comment section. Appreciate it so much. If you have any questions about anything in the video or products, please put the timestamp so I can know what you're talking about. So I can know exactly what you're talking about. And I'm happy to do the research needed to find the answer to your question if I don't already know the answer. So yeah, hope you guys have a delightful day. Love you.